Morning, grade 8. This is our technologies period. On the previous class, we spoke about beams and types of beams. So at the end of that lesson, I gave you the classwork or the class activities. Before we continue with our lesson today, we are going to do the corrections and then move on with our lesson. Okay, we have two categories of bridges. We have simple bridges and alternative bridges. On this one, we're gonna start by discussing the simple bridge. Okay, if we look at this bridge that is being displayed here, it's made out of column and beam, and its name is called beam and column bridge, or sometimes it can be called as beam bridge. Okay, let's look at the advantages and disadvantages of this bridge. Okay, the advantage is this: the beam bridge rests on simple column. That means it's used simple materials to make. So let's look at the disadvantages. This beam experiences large force. Okay, now let's look at the alternative bridges. We have anchor bridge, suspension bridge, cantilever bridge, and cable stayed bridge. Okay, let's look at the suspension bridge. Suspension bridge is inexpensive to build. That is its first advantage. And then its disadvantage is this: there is less flexibility with this bridge. Let's look at the anchor bridge. Anchor bridge has its own advantages and disadvantages. Its advantage is this: it's able to carry large loads. But the disadvantage it had is this: when building this project, it's time consuming. That means it takes a lot of time to build this bridge. Let's look at the cable stayed bridge. Also, it has the advantages and disadvantages. Its advantage is this: it is a strong bridge, so it can be used on the area where vehicles carry large load. And then its disadvantage is that it has a maximum length, so it cannot be used anywhere. Okay, now let's discuss the structure failure. Okay, class, before we go to our note, what is the structure failure? Okay, let's say you build a house and then it falls, right? That is a structure failure. So now let's look at those structure failure and what are the reasons or the causes of that structure failure. Okay, one of the reasons for structure failure can be bad designing, faulty construction, foundation failure, extraordinary loads, and natural disasters, right? And then the types of failure or the types of structure failure, it can be compression, tension, and bending. So now let's do our class activities. This is our class activity for today. On the upcoming class, you're going to do the corrections, and then after we're done the correction, I'm going to give you the project about this topic. Here are my resources. Thank you.